Hello Year 3 and Year 4, welcome back to our reading lessons this week based on Dream Giver. We're going to look at our resolution part of our story today. I'm going to read it carefully, making sure I read smoothly like a river and pause for any punctuation, adding lots and lots of expression. Okay, here we go. Back in the slumbering orphanage, the Dream Giver sensed a change. The boy, who was tossing and turning violently in his sleep, shouted and cried out for help. Rushing quickly over to see what was happening, the Dream Giver's troubled eyes detected the egg-covered horror story and realised his mistake. How was he going to correct this terrible disaster? With the death-defying cliff edge ahead of him and the enormous beast behind him, the terrified child gave up. He crumpled to the ground in a frightened ball, tears streaming from his hazel eyes and an acceptance of certain death in his heart. However, he was suddenly aware that something had changed. Yes, the monster was still growling, but it no longer seemed to be getting any closer. Peeping carefully under his arms that had been shielding his eyes, he noticed some strange objects hurtling themselves at the earth around his attacker. What were they? They appeared to look like golden eggs. Where they hit, thick, steel-strong vines were growing rapidly, strangling and constraining the beast. Even before he could uncurl and assess the situation that was unfolding, where certain death had been just moments before, grew a colossal tree. Relief flooded through every vein and bone in his body. He collapsed on the floor in a deep and restful sleep. Thank goodness for that, the Dream Giver coming to the rescue. Okay, we're going to have a think now about the Dream Giver and what he might be thinking and what he might be saying if he was to speak at this part of the story. So you're going to need a pencil or a pen and a piece of paper, because I would like you to write a thought bubble about what the Dream Giver is thinking at this point in the story, and a speech bubble for what he might say. You can draw a little picture of the Dream Giver in the middle of your page and draw a thought bubble coming out one side and a speech bubble coming out another side. Remember to make it big enough so that you can fill it in. Here's an idea and an example to help you if you're stuck. So this is what I think the Dream Giver might be thinking. This is terrible. I can't let this boy's dream turn into a nightmare. It looks like he's in serious trouble and I need to find a way to use my magic to help him. So that's an example of what you might put in your thought bubble. What do you think the Dream Giver would be thinking at this point? Is he going to be worried about the boy? Is he going to be thinking up a plan? And on the other side, I'd like you to draw a speech bubble and what he might be saying. So I think the Dream Giver might say to the boy, if he could hear him, "Stay there. I'm coming to rescue you." I've put speech marks, so inverted commas, around what I think the Dream Giver would say. Or he might say something like, "Don't panic. My magic will save you." So that is your task for today. Remember, you can always go back and listen to the resolution part of the story again to help you. But I really want you to put yourself in the Dream Giver's shoes. What do you think he would be thinking? And what would he say to the boy if he could communicate with him? Well done. I look forward to seeing your work on this Year 3 and 4.